Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Get out! Your water bottle's not in here.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, get out.
Get out!
What's up, Spitballz fans?
Oh my god!
Just put a green screen on.
It's your boy Matt Sal here.
Episode 20-something, 22, 23.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we had a good weekend of football, I think.
No, fuck it.
We
No,
had,
we get
we had half a good weekend of football.
half a good weekend of football.
I mean, well, you can't ask for more. You can't ask for a better game than that. One score game.
Well, yeah, let's just ignore the first game forever. And it's
No, it wasn't even a game. Like they literally couldn't throw the ball.
Thank you. My dumbass roommate all day, all last 3 days has been going. We flustered him. He said they're gonna get flustered. You know, come here.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick Tess out of the meeting. Right?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Bro, he really can't throw the ball.
1, 2, 3.
Use the shit. It's a blowout. Go Birds. Fuck the Redskins.
The Niners were clearly the best roster in the league. They just
You
needed a
get to
healthy
live with
quarterback.
Frank.
All right.
No,
Well,
but as much as
I'm tired of people saying even if Purdy played, they won by 30. Who cares? If the 49ers could get a first down, the Eagles would not have scored 30 points.
as much as I hate to say it, the Eagles roster is stacked. Like,
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
There's
They're
no
good.
glaring weakness that you can like expose on the Eagles roster.
They're a good team. Still haven't played anyone good. Still Taylor Heineke's a little bitch.
They're in the Super Bowl.
I do think.
Dude,
I don't
they
think
played
they're
Super Bowl.
Daniel Jones and Josh Johnson
Hey, Daniel Jones won a playoff game.
against Kirk Cousins. The NFC
Stop.
sucks.
No, honestly, Jalen Hurts missed a couple throws on Sunday. A couple deep throws he missed.
I mean, he's not Patrick.
Like in the first half, their offense
Jalen Hurts
wasn't
played
that.
fine.
Their
Eagles
offense was
played-
not that great.
You know,
Honestly,
the
they
Eagles-
didn't even
Eagles
play
don't
that
play
good
bad.
though.
They just
They
haven't.
had like 150 passing yards.
Haven't
It's
matched
not
up.
going to come down to
with,
Jalen
like,
Hurts in the
the
Super
same
Bowl.
level as them.
What?
It's not going to come down to Jalen Hurts, I don't think, in the Super Bowl.
It's gonna be so high scoring. I feel like it is gonna come down to Jalen Hurts. It can Jalen Hurts.
Every game I say that's going to be high scoring is never high scoring.
Dude, how is
For
this?
example-
How is the Super Bowl not though? Like I
That's
mean,
happened before.
It's hard to score touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I feel like it's
the
just like
Chiefs'
a hard
defensive
thing to
line
do.
is definitely better than it was the last time they were in the Super Bowl. Offensive, they're better in the trenches overall than they were the last time they were in the Super Bowl.
But,
the Eagles do run the ball
The
a lot.
Eagles, they don't have many high scoring games. It's not a blowout. Like they just chew the clock.
Yeah, but I don't think they're like they weren't running the ball all that well until the 49ers defense was exhausted.
Jalen
because
Hurts
they
had like
couldn't get a first
150
down.
passing yards.
Yeah,
They were-
I know. They didn't. Their offense did not for a team that scored 31 points. Their offense did not play.
They didn't need to. Like they had short field.
Exactly. They had short field after short field.
Just they have like there's no possession. Eagles games have no possessions, and that's how they win. Like they give you like 4 possessions a game.
Could have had a million possessions. It
The
wouldn't
only,
matter.
the only team to
49ers
beat
couldn't
Jalen
move the
Hurts.
ball.
The only team to beat Jalen Hurts is the Redskins or Commanders because they held the ball.
We're better at chewing clock than they are.
Like, that's how you beat them.
Yeah. Or you just light it up and put up 50 points like Mahomes is gonna do.
That's so hard. Like you don't get the ball enough to score 50 points.
Well, we'll see. They're gonna go back and I think it'll be a good game.
I'm pretty sure the Giants had 2 or 3 possessions in the second half
Well, that point the game was over.
The game was already over. Yeah.
because they didn't have enough possessions, even if they scored every time. I don't know. I think the Super Bowl is going to come down to can the Chiefs control the clock? If they can't, I don't think they're winning.
Can the Chiefs score? It's a
yeah.
real question.
The Chiefs.
I think they need to hold on.
I think they can score.
The Eagles have a good
I
defense.
think they need
Alright.
sustained
Well,
drive.
we're talking about the Super Bowl next week. This week we're talking about the championship games
Pro Bowl.
and the Pro Bowl. Sure.
All right, let's go to the championship game.
Okay.
All right,
let's go
and
to the other
let's
one.
say
We covered
right now the Chiefs' offense did not play that outstanding against the Bengals.
Who was he throwing to?
Who throwing to Mahomes?
Yeah, everyone went
Any,
out.
any player on his team.
Literally, all his receivers went out.
Kelsey,
Kelsey,
Kelsey, Juju played.
Juju got out. Juju went out, didn't he?
I
Did he
don't,
not get hurt?
I don't think he got hurt.
I swear.
Nah, he didn't get hurt.
Didn't like 2 receivers get hurt?
He had I'm pretty sure he had all his guys.
Yeah, I saw something the other.
No, the Chiefs' offense was completely depleted last game. They
That's what I'm
were
saying.
missing. I think they were missing Tony or Juju or both of them. I don't remember.
That's what
I saw something. Kelsey was
missed a lot
hurt too, and Mahomes was playing on one leg.
Well, I mean, how hurt is Kelsey though?
Yeah,
I think he was questionable.
He had
until,
he had
third.
like some little back spasms.
Kelsey was a game time
Yeah.
decision.
He's out.
All right.
Do we think the NFL is rigged?
No, I was gonna say, what do we think about the refs?
Dude, if people are complaining about the play where Mahomes is running out of bounds,
No,
and
that's
he got
not what people are
shoved,
complaining about. That was a
'cause
penalty.
that was the
definitely a
clearest
penalty.
time. You
That was
can't do
definitely a
that.
penalty.
You just can't do it.
That was definitely a
And I
penalty.
don't blame Osai or whatever was it, Joseph
Yeah.
Osai.
Yeah, obviously, when you have like momentum, you're going to the.
Did you see his his reps on that drive? He had like a tackle for loss. He forced an incompletion, and he had a tackle on a scramble where Mahomes had 10 more.
He played a good game.
He had a great game. Like,
He's a good player.
I know. It sucked. Like that one guy that was streaming at him, like
All right. Well, he's a
you
what was
can't.
Yeah.
it,
New
Jermaine
segment:
Pratt? Was that who it was?
lame or not lame?
That's lame. That's
Players
tough.
screaming
That's tough.
about Osai. I'm saying lame.
It's lame
Yeah.
even if you do it behind closed doors, but he's doing it in front of the media.
Yeah. For something like
Did you see BJ Hill? Like that's a
Yeah.
team.
I mean, like obviously, like he probably has the frustration, like he just played a whole season, came so close to Super Bowl, and is not gonna get there. Especially
Yeah.
after like they lost it last year, so like it's like just a level of frustration you can't even.
I mean, I
relate
would be
to.
more mad at the referees that gave the Chiefs a second, third down than I would be at.
I don't know what they're supposed to do
Yeah.
in that situation.
I was
you
well.
can see them clearly running on the field, blowing a whistle, and nobody
I
stopped.
don't. I was like watching the game, but I couldn't really hear it. Like what was going. I had no
thought-
idea what was going on.
Like the ref was clearly running on the field before the snap, blowing the whistle, and no one saw him. Like I don't know. You can't play that down.
Yeah, no, that down. I agree that down doesn't count. I don't. I feel like the referees definitely. I mean, like even in
They
the
also didn't score on that drive.
in the Ravens
Yeah, it
game,
didn't even matter.
the 99-yard scoop and score, they clearly got away with a block in the back. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, refs screw up in every game.
Refs
Like,
aren't held
remember Rams Saints.
they aren't held accountable, and they should be. But like I didn't.
The Rams Saints.
There was worse
2018, that
offensive
was the worst call of all
than
time.
that.
Yeah, like
So
that was a
refs
clear call
always
that
screw up,
everybody-
especially in the playoffs.
Hey, I mean,
So that's
we didn't make
kind
the
of a thing
playoffs
you have
because
to.
of a few referees. So
Like shut up. You didn't make the playoffs because Kayvon Thibodeau ended your season.
speaking of Kayvon Thibodeau, he is the stupidest, most disrespectful,
Ended your
spineless,
season.
brainless, heartless sack of shit on the planet.
He
That
gave you
guy
months of
sucks.
suffering.
As a human being, that guy is the worst.
Your team could be playing right now if it were for Kayvon Thibodeau.
Dude, that guy
They wouldn't have made it out.
no, I mean, obviously.
All right, if he didn't make that strip sack, you're in the playoffs.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about him on Twitter going after everyone that's ever been good at
but
football.
that's why you
pretending
hate
like
him.
he doesn't know them. Like, shut up, dude.
Okay.
You had 4 sacks this year. You're not that good.
Mika
You're not good
Parsons
enough to
one,
be
he
bumping.
got.
You got your shit kicked in by the Eagles. Suck my
Mika
nuts.
Parsons one, he got like flamed. Like
Yeah, he's making me become a fan of Micah Parsons, and I hate Micah Parsons.
when he said like not in America getting ready for the Pro Bowl, like yeah, that was rough. For
Yeah.
Kayvon.
Kayvon should check himself.
But like, it's funny.
It's not. It's,
I think it's funny.
of course, you think it's funny. You're a
Better than
Giants
Eli. It's better than Eli. Apple.
scumbag. I flamed him on Twitter.
Oh yeah, he got flamed by Spitballz. So
Oh, you said
Put it on
something about
he's gonna cry
Cancun.
about it.
Oh my God, they have
I'm-
cell service in Cancun.
Legendary reply by Frankie.
No,
Like-
when Spitballz is huge, like they're gonna go back and see that that tweet.
That's going on the Spitballz official like television channel when we get our own show.
Yeah, when this blows up.
Okay, so moral of the story: fuck Kayvon Thibodeau. I hate the Eagles. I hope
Talking
they get
shit.
the chance
Speaking of
again.
talking shit, Eli Apple is 0-2 after talking shit. Dude, like wow, like you can't talk shit if you're ass. Like you consistently let your team down. Year in, year out, you are the reason they lose playoff games.
Dude, he has like comments disabled on his Instagram. Like,
Didn't his mom delete her Twitter?
Yeah, his mom deleted her Twitter.
rough week for the Apple family.
It's not like he's like one of their star players. Like he's literally a joke.
The thing is though, like I don't even think he's that bad. He just gets exposed.
He's honestly
worst
he's a
times.
solid player.
I mean, as a
He's just
quarterback,
so
He's a
as a
solid
quarterback,
cornerback.
make a lot of mistakes.
He doesn't show up in the big moments.
And he
But
talks
you're right.
anyway.
Cancun on 3. Oh, that guy's the worst too. That's Kayvon Thibodeau. And, like,
The one he posted, he like reposted someone's meme of Stephon Diggs standing there watching the Bills celebrate.
Yeah.
Or the Chiefs celebrate, and it was like, bro's still here 3 years later. Like, bro has not moved.
Okay, but like that's funny though. Like
No, that was hilarious. But like seeing like another NFL player repost that.
yeah.
No, like I'm all for like doing that. Like if you beat a team that you weren't supposed to beat in their stadium, in their home, you have the right to do whatever you want on Twitter.
Yeah, but then back it up next game. Like,
But if you're like Kayvon Thibodeau,
all right,
who are you? You know.
Thank you. You know how in video games, I don't think they have it in Madden, but like in 2K, they have like the Hall of Fame meter, like how close you are to, like if you were to retire now, where you'd like Eli Apples is farther along than Kayvon Thibodeau.
Eli Apples, there's no chance either of them. I mean, no. I think Kayvon has a better percentage of going to the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, but like on the meter though, like Eli
Apple's also like 5 years ahead of him.
I know, like he's not obviously Eli Apple's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but like Eli Apple at this point in time has more room to talk shit than Kayvon Thibodeau.
I don't know about that.
You know what's crazier? If you were to go on Wikipedia right now and look up Tyler Huntley, under career awards and accolades, it says Pro Bowl. Isn't that insane? I looked at that today.
It says that for Mitchell.
Dude, he wasn't that bad. Like
He was.
He had like more
really
interceptions than
you just think
touchdowns.
about
What do
it.
you
There's
mean?
like so many good quarterbacks in the AFC that like no one wants to play. In
Dude,
all
you
of
could
them.
have put like Flacco in there.
Shut up.
no, like realistically, who else?
Put
Would
like Kenny Pickett in there. Really, like over Huntley?
Tyler Huntley played better than Pickett.
They
No one
should.
wants to go to the Pro Bowl.
In the
It's
second
a
half,
bad look for the Pro Bowl. It
But
really
overall-
is,
No one cares.
dude. The quarterbacks in the Pro
Well,
Bowl.
I mean,
Yeah.
both.
we
yeah,
got
I mean-
Huntley. We got Derek Carr. Geno Smith's a Pro Bowler, right? Like it's a bad look for the Pro Bowl that these guys are
Why is it a bad look that Geno Smith is in the Pro Bowl though?
It's a bad look that Josh Allen would rather play golf than play in the Pro Bowl.
Well, I mean, after that loss, I would not want to see a football until like training camp. To be honest,
That's also true.
I guess.
but I'm looking forward to the Pro Bowl. I think it's going to be cool.
It's also like your jobs.
I'm kind of interested for the Pro Bowl a little bit.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it live unless I'm like sitting and doing nothing.
Not at all.
Like I'm not
Not
gonna.
at all.
I'm not gonna like sit down and be like, oh yeah, let me watch the Pro Bowl. Like, if I'm bored.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of Commander representation this year. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, there's some-
Oh man, well, Commanders.
All right. Should we do awards?
Yeah, I got the paper already.
When do the awards come out? Next Sunday?
I think it's
Saturday night,
before the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
But I figured next week we would talk about strictly the Super Bowl and do it all the other stuff this week. Are those your science glasses, Tess?
What?
Those your science glasses?
No, these are my glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Looks cute.
That's
Okay.
That's the thumbnail right there.
Should we go MVP last or MVP first?
Last.
Yeah,
Last.
let's go like least important to most important.
All right. So least important comeback player of the year.
Saquon Barkley.
South is
Geno Smith.
Okay. I said
But
Geno.
Geno Smith
It's gonna say
qualified for
Brian
that award?
Robinson, even though was Brian Robinson even a nominee?
No.
Yeah.
I think there's an argument to be made that he could have been, but he
You
Remember
was.
can't
that whole
come back
thing?
from come
Bro.
back from not being here.
Dude.
Remember that whole argument about Ben and Alex Smith about who should have been the comeback player of the year?
All right,
Guys was like, "Good, it's Ben."
bro,
But
he tore,
Meanwhile, like
he,
Alex Smith
tore his
almost had his
entire
leg
going up
amputated.
on the phone and threw for like 5,000 yards the next
Dude.
season.
Alex
Dude,
Smith,
Alex Smith
almost
almost died.
died and then went 6-1.
Bro, he played 7 games. All right, whatever.
Okay, I say Gino. Tess is Gino. Sal says Saquon. Greg.
Gino.
All right. Next least important is probably Coach of the Year. I wonder who Sal's gonna pick. Okay. It's also my pick.
I'm gonna go Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I think I got it. Actually, Dable.
Yes, sir. Nick
I
Sirianni
mean,
is not even a
Dable-
nominee.
No, it's who you would pick personally. It doesn't have to be a nominee. It's who you would pick personally.
I don't know why.
I mean,
Nick
I would-
Sirianni, he has the second best roster in the league.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to do anything, bro.
Like, he
Yeah.
literally- like I could have coached that team to the fucking Super Bowl.
The only reason you can make an argument that Sirianni would get it is because of how well Jalen Hurts did play.
I don't give a-
He was not a top 5 draft pick, and he's playing.
I said he was top 10.
No, I'm saying he didn't have the expectations coming in that a Joe Burrow did or a Trevor Lawrence did. And he outplayed them this year.
Oh, he also has an actual roster.
Joe Burrow does too. But I would still pick Dable. Dable did more or he did not more, but he did a lot with way less.
They also had the easiest schedule in the league. Like, they didn't win.
Eagles
10
did,
games.
yeah.
It was a failure.
I don't think anyone that lost. Yeah, and Dable beat Taylor
Like, no,
Heineke.
he's a good coach, but I don't think he really had much.
Dable beat Taylor Heineke.
Dable beat Taylor Heineke twice. That's an impressive feat. No, wait, he did.
What a
He
feat.
tied Taylor Heineke and he
Yeah.
beat him.
Yeah.
Still an impressive feat,
Right.
regardless.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Rookie of the Years next. This is where Tess is gonna get all fired up. I'm excited. We'll start with Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, I'll start with this one. I'll start.
I'm interested to see. I think.
Well, which position, offense or defense?
Hear me
I,
out.
actually, I'm not-
We're doing Offensive Rookie of the Year first.
I know who Frank's gonna pick.
Hear me out.
I kind of agree.
If you play the most important position on the field and during the regular season, you do it absolutely perfectly, regardless if you only played 7 games.
I don't want to hear most important position because it's not a positional award.
Dude, you're about to say Brock Purdy, bro.
Okay, obviously. Look, it's
Bro,
not a positional award.
I agree with what you're saying. How he played perfectly, but it's not
Played absolutely perfectly.
Dude, you could say the same thing with that, dude, Brock Purdy, for Nick Sirianni. Their team is just great. You don't have to do much and you'll be
Yeah,
great.
but it's not
people expected Nick Sirianni. People expected the Eagles to win 10 games. No one expected Brock Purdy to win 6 games.
It's the opposite of what Sal said last week about Tariq Woolen and Sauce Gardner. Had Brock Purdy been picked top 5 and had those expectations and then absolutely delivered, it would be no question. He would be the offensive rookie.
Well, I mean, South Carolina only played 6 regular
now,
season
now,
games.
I think now that we're he was the last pick in the draft, he's in.
They also got Christian
I
McCaffrey.
don't
dude.
think that way.
If he played 15 games, we're not having this conversation. It's Brock
Yeah.
Purdy.
If he played the way he did,
Obviously,
7
but he
games over
didn't.
15 games, he might be the MVP, honestly. But
Right.
But he didn't. That's the point. He didn't.
But it's not his fault that it took Jimmy G 6.
Dude,
or 8
I would seriously question, if you were to throw Zach Wilson on the 49ers roster,
He would
No,
not have been as good as Zach
no.
Purdy.
would he be able to play as good?
Get out of
Dude,
here.
it's a valid question.
The
He would
Jets,
not have been
the
as good as
Jets
Brock
had
Purdy. I can
weapons.
promise you.
It's not like he played with no one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
a
I mean,
sick
did they have the offensive coaching of Kyle Shanahan? I don't know.
They still had weapons.
Yeah, but you also need coaching. We all know that.
All right. Whatever. I think Purdy deserves it.
It's valid. Okay, Purdy. Okay.
If I was a writer, I would probably go with Brock Purdy.
But you're as Sal, who are you going with?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna win, but
You would go with Purdy. Okay.
I think it's gonna be Garrett Wilson.
Tess, can I pencil you in for Garrett Wilson?
I'm going with Kenneth Walker on this one.
We're just trying to be different.
I'm kidding. It's
no,
Garrett
no.
Wilson. Obviously, it's going to be Garrett
Okay,
Wilson. Who else would it be?
No,
I'll take it. It would be Chris Olave.
Yeah, he's not. I don't even think he's not in it.
I don't actually think he's a finalist,
he's not
but
a finalist.
He should be, bro.
okay, I'll give it.
I mean, if Brock Purdy didn't come out of nowhere, he would have been a finalist.
Yeah, that's true. Or if Breece Hall didn't get hurt. Okay. D-Roy.
You already know where I'm going. Okay,
No, I don't. Are you?
Do you think
Oh.
anybody cares about Tariq Woolen? No, nobody cares about that guy.
If
I
I take
He
names out of
genuinely
it,
did have better stats.
if I take a blind resume name out of it, you're taking Tariq Woolen. I think everyone is.
It's just it's the same thing as Purdy. If Purdy was
if
picked
you-
where
if
Sauce
you-
Gardner was,
If you look stats for stats without knowing who's is whose, I think
We shouldn't even be having this
I think you're gonna take.
this argument about this position, or because it's going to be Sauce Gardner.
Okay, but it's not about what we think is gonna happen.
So everybody might as well say Sauce Gardner.
no,
So
it's who
Frank
you
can
would
write.
pick.
Frank can
Personally.
write
if
his
I was a
little
writer,
name.
I would pick
Frank can write
Tariq
his little
Woolen.
name on his notepad, and we can move the freak on. Sauce Gardner. Move on. MVP.
I'm not moving on. I'm picking Aiden Hutchinson.
Great. Like this is what it's about.
Yeah,
It should be fair.
Aiden Hutchinson
It shouldn't be
as a defensive end.
It shouldn't be who has played in New York, who's more popular. It should be look at your stats, who's better.
As a defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson had more interceptions than Sauce. He had 3 more interceptions than Sauce Gardner, I think.
Interceptions are a great stat, but they're not completely.
They're not how you
Players can
determine if
deflect
someone's
passes more than
good.
they pick
but
off.
when you're
What's his
picking
score?
awards,
Tariq Woolen had better quarterbacks.
you're picking awards based on stats, not how good you think that. Do I think Sauce Gardner's a better player than Tariq Woolen? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no.
You're
If
picking
we're-
awards based on stats is all you have to go off of, or else the same people would win every year.
That's the Shohei Ohtani. Like he would win every single year if it was based on how like.
Well, you should have.
Oh, okay. No.
Look at Patrick Mahomes would win MVP every single year if it wasn't about stats.
He's
Hutchinson.
gonna win this year.
Hutchinson led all rookies in sacks, and I'm pretty sure he was second among all rookies in interceptions as a defensive end. How is that not the D-Roy?
It is.
And he had his best game against Aaron Rodgers in the last game of the season, legacy game.
I mean, Tariq Woolen is a D-Roy, but
And one of those interceptions, he literally played cornerback for. It was the
Dude,
most
like,
electric play of every.
I guarantee you, we're gonna be like
we
sitting
know
in
we're
gonna be
Sauce
sitting
Gardner's
in
gonna
our-
win his name.
we're gonna be sitting in our apartments next year, and Sauce Gardner's gonna have shut down every
Dude,
single
that's not
wide
it doesn't matter
receiver
what happens
that he
next
win
year. The
against.
award is right
And
now.
Sal's gonna sit up here and say that some other bum is better than him because he has better stats, more interceptions, or something like that.
This
I don't
stats are
agree
all
with
that
that.
matters.
I don't like that, and I'm
don't-
not letting Spitballz have that kind of person. Okay? It's Sauce. Move on.
I don't care who the better player is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
care who had a better season.
No. Mute him. Host, mute him.
He
I'm
is the host. All right,
You
Greg, what's your
yourself.
pick?
As much as it pains me to say, I think it's Hutchinson.
Sauce.
Oh, man.
Wait, what'd you say? You said Hutchinson? Let's go. Hutch.
But second, I'd put Sauce. If that makes you feel better, Tess.
Look, bottom line, statistically, out of all rookies, among all positions, Hutchinson had the
It's
best.
Fugazi. It's not real. It doesn't exist. All right. Move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore. MVP.
Okay. Opoy, Depoy now. We'll start with Opoy.
For me, it's between Hill and Jefferson.
Dude, I think there's one person that's going seriously under the radar that I think deserves it. Devontae Adams had 14 touchdowns this year. That's like
Dude,
6
like the
more than
Raiders
Jefferson.
fucking suck. Like,
But he plays wide receiver. It's not like he's
Did Justin Jefferson not have a lot of touchdowns?
Justin Jefferson had
Like,
6 or
put in
8.
the
He had
flashback
nowhere
of
near
Frank
as
saying
much.
that the Raiders might be the best roster he's ever seen ever.
Jefferson
we actually did
had
not.
100 more yards, and Devontae Adams had 6 more
Wait,
touchdowns.
did you? I think you said Devontae Smith at first.
Oh no, Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, Devontae Adams. I might have said Smith, but I meant Adams. Devontae Adams had 14 touchdowns and 1,500 yards.
I feel like Devontae Adams is. I don't want to say inconsistent, but he would have games where he was just good, and then he would have games where he's great. I feel like Jefferson.
Yeah, but over the
a
course
great
of the
game.
whole season, I feel like statistically Devontae Adams' season.
I mean,
overall.
Tariq Hill came to Miami and made that offense good.
That's valid.
Like the offense ran through him, and Jefferson. The offense ran through him.
All right. I mean, did the offense not?
Was
Well,
Justin Jefferson not your pick preseason?
He was. I would put him number 2. I would put just because of the touchdowns. Devontae Adams having 6 more touchdowns than my number 2.
I can see an argument for that. I'm gonna say Tariq Hill.
Hill. Okay. I don't know.
I think
I don't see Jefferson or Adams getting like in the conversation at all, and it confuses me. I don't like get it why he's not. But
I don't know,
I'm gonna be the one to say this because I know you guys hate this team, and I've been very pro this team recently.
You say Jalen Hurts.
Dude,
You're getting kicked off.
If you don't say that,
Brown.
if you don't say that Jalen Hurts is in the running for this award, like
you're
simply biased.
He's
That man has more total. I'm pretty sure I saw this stat. He has more total touchdowns than Cam Newton did in his MVP season. He's also going to the Super Bowl with his team.
Dude,
I know it's a regular season award. What?
Are you an Eagles fan now?
No, I'm just saying. You have to. I don't think it's going to be him. I don't think it should be him, but you have to consider him.
I would have him at 4. Probably behind.
Whether we like it or not,
I think it's going to be Mahomes.
It's become to the point where offense. Oh boy. Is a wide receiver award and MVP is a quarterback award.
Yeah.
You pick Mahomes for offensive player of the year?
No, MVP.
We're doing offensive player of the year.
Oh.
Bro, what are you saying?
Okay, then it's obviously Justin Jefferson.
You just give a whole speech.
I thought we were on MVP. I got mad because you guys are hitting on Sauce again. He's just a great football player.
No,
we didn't say he wasn't a great football player. We just said statistically there are people that had better seasons. That's it. Greg,
the facts don't care about your feelings.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's who's gonna win. Like, I'm pretty sure that's who we expect. But yeah, okay. I think we're probably all gonna have the same 1 or 2 people for Depoy, but
I have Chris Jones.
I was not expecting that. I like it.
He was
it. He genuinely had a better season than Aaron Donald did.
No, he was like the same way when Aaron Donald won. He was double team more than anyone in the league, and he was double team more than anyone in the league this year, and he still had great. Like when Aaron Donald won.
Think about that. If I'm being honest,
he had similar stats to when Aaron Donald won Depoy. Like 2 years ago or last year. That's all.
Okay, I'm going Nick Bosa, who I'm pretty sure is gonna win.
Probably,
but
yeah, Nick Bosa, obviously.
This is so mad. He's flustered right now.
I think jet hitting is my favorite hobby. It makes me feel good about myself inside.
Greg?
Yeah, Nick Bosa.
It's like I can hate on the Jets, and I know they're never going to be good. Like I'm never going to have to like eat my words.
Never gonna.
Like I
couldn't even disagree. I could not even disagree with that.
Like it's awesome.
Dude, they literally were 6-3 this season, and they freaking went.
Like I just continued to hate it and fell apart. Like
Sal never wavered. He stayed the path.
It's so obvious
it
we're
worked
gonna fall
apart. Those poor Jets. All right. MVP. It's really between 2 people.
I think it's between one person, unless
I genuinely, like, as a football fan, wish Hurts didn't get hurt.
It would be a discussion if Hurts did.
Yeah, but at this point, Mahomes has 1,000 more total yards and 10 more total touchdowns. It's Mahomes.
I don't think it's a question.
Everyone's around the board. Mahomes.
It's a boring ass.
Yeah,
that was. See, this is why I kind of want to do MVP first, because like it's Mahomes. The GOAT gets his second MVP. He's about to win his second Super Bowl. Oh yeah, I'm starting the narrative that Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, by the way, because he's the best player I've ever seen.
He's on track to become the GOAT. He's not the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I think he's the GOAT.
I kind of think he's the
Tell
GOAT.
me another quarterback you'd rather have.
At all time.
Yeah. Like,
would you rather have 2007 Tom Brady or 2023 Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, he's the most talented player of all time.
I'd rather have 2023 Patrick Mahomes.
He's the most talented player of all time. You can't say greatest without like a little bit more than 5 years.
He is the best player we have ever seen step on a football field.
Talent-wise, 100%.
He's the GOAT.
I
He'll
think
get the accolades eventually, I hope.
I don't think
Even if
people
he doesn't, even if he retired right now, it's kind of like Bo Jackson in a sense. Like even if he retired right now, he's my GOAT.
I don't think people argue the fact that Aaron Rodgers is more talent than Tom Brady. Tom
I
Brady's
see
the
like
GOAT.
that. I would argue. I think Tom Brady
Had more talent than Rodgers.
has an argument that he's better at football than Aaron Rodgers. But there's no argument between Patrick Mahomes and anyone. He's better at football than everyone else.
I completely agree, but I don't think that qualifies him to be the GOAT.
Well,
Can I get my spitball take right now? It's about Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, sure.
If he retired before the Super Bowl today, he would be a Hall of Famer, first ballot, 100%.
I don't think that's a hot take. I would. Yes, he's the best.
He's played for 5 years.
He's the best.
He wouldn't have finished his 5th year. I thought that was a pretty hot take.
I mean, it could be a hot take, but I'm becoming the biggest Patrick Mahomes fan on the planet. Like, yes,
I guess that's not a hot take then.
Yes, he's the Hall of Famer already. He could retire. He could have retired
Every season he's played, he has been still playing until regulation ends in the AFC Championship.
Honestly, genuinely, after he won his first MVP, he had an argument to be a Hall of Famer. That was the greatest single season of all time.
You can't be a Hall of Famer of one season. 5 seasons in a row going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, he's absolutely
you
a
win
Hall of Famer.
overtime and you win 2, or you win 3. One Super Bowl.
He's going to his 3rd Super Bowl.
I am a little scared it's going to be similar to the Bucs game where.
Like, no, you know what? Again, we'll talk about it next week, but like, they got dominated in the trenches.
I'm a little scared it's going to happen again.
I really don't think. I don't see that happening again.
I mean, the Eagles have a better group in every single position except for quarterback. Did they not?
The Chiefs also have the best tight end of all time.
Okay, sorry. Outside of quarterback and tight end.
Yeah, the Chiefs secondary is pretty damn solid now. Is it not?
Those Eagles, I mean.
Yeah, but all right. We'll see. I think the teams are close enough. Like the Chiefs are close enough to the Eagles that the Patrick Mahomes effect will be able to like.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes could beat anyone with anyone.
Yeah.
The greatest quarterback. He's probably the greatest football player we've ever seen.
We just said that he is. He is absolutely, without a doubt, 100%, unequivocally the greatest ever. Period.
But he's still not. He's as much as I love him, he's still not the GOAT. He needs, I think, 3 or 4 to start having the conversation.
He's the best player of all time.
That's
okay.
He's the GOAT.
For now, he's the best player of all time.
Yes.
And Brady could be the greatest with his Mickey Mouse 7 rings for the next like.
If he had beaten Brady, that would have been so huge for like his legacy.
What number?
That one game is going to be what every Brady fan goes back on.
What number of rings do you think he needs to get to be considered the GOAT?
I think
you have to go like 6.
I think 5.
5.
He's got to be in Montana range.
I mean, it depends how it happens. Like if he's consistently like,
what if? All right, let's say he wins this year, so he has 2.
If he goes like 5-1 in the Super Bowl, then yeah.
Let's say hypothetically he wins this year, has 2. Tom Brady makes his way over to San Francisco next year, and they meet in the Super Bowl next year, and then Mahomes has 3.
I think if he beats Brady,
people forget how good Brady was. Like people just think he was like a game.
Yeah, it's honestly sad that like you're like debating this right now.
He had seasons where he had like 5,000 yards almost.
The fact that Brady beat Mahomes when Brady was 40-2 that's gonna ruin the argument forever until Mahomes can get 5 or 6. He beat him head to head when he was way past his prime.
With a way better team, but people are never gonna remember that. All they're gonna remember is that Brady.
Patrick Mahomes, like as soon as the ball was snapped, he was just running.
No, I know, but like,
people aren't gonna remember that. People are just gonna remember that Brady beat Mahomes.
But if Jordan beat LeBron in the finals, do you think there would even be a debate like head to head? If Jordan beat him, he was 40.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I know it's recent, but 10 years from now, everyone's gonna look back at the game and be like, head to head, who won?
I hope they play again. You know how awesome that would be if
I would be
played next year in the Super Bowl, 49ers versus Chiefs.
I don't think he's going to San Fran, but
probably not.
Hey, could go to Miami.
Yeah.
They could
probably gonna go to Washington.
Why couldn't imagine?
He goes to, well, no, Sean Payton already. It was the rumors were Sean Payton and Brady, and Sean Payton's.
Imagine a Tom Brady and Tyreek Hill versus Patrick Mahomes AFC Championship game.
That'd be sick.
They were looking for schools in Miami. Did you see that?
He lives in.
I think that's a very
he currently
Probably
lives.
not Miami though.
I don't know. I saw something
He
that's
lives
like,
in-
around that area.
Dude,
Alright.
if I'm the Dolphins, like I'd rather have Tua at this point. Well, because you're only
He
gonna
needs to retire. He's
Yeah.
still in the protocol.
He's not retiring.
Like,
He's
he can't-
coming back.
He can't play
No, I
in
think
the
he
Pro
needs
Bowl.
Tua.
Tua,
I'm talking about
Tua,
Tua.
I bet Tua said he's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
No, I'm saying he
Tua can
should,
play
though.
football for,
But still,
honestly. All right, who's next for hot take?
We're already on hot takes.
Well, yeah, Sal gave his. I'll give mine now.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
do.
Texans just hired D'Amico Ryan.
Do not tell me we're winning the division.
I know he's not an offensive coach like we say you need at this point, but if you're gonna hire a defensive coach, probably the best one to hire. They have the first overall pick or the second overall pick in the draft, but the first overall pick is not gonna be a quarterback, more than likely. And they have the fifth most cap space, as opposed to the next two in the division, Tennessee and Jacksonville, who have the 29th and 30th most cap space. I think the Houston Texans are going to win the AFC South next year.
Are you forgetting about a certain person?
A certain Trevor Lawrence who went 9-8.
Only getting better. They started off.
They weren't that good. They weren't that good.
I mean, they started off very hot. They had a rough stretch in the middle of the season. They ended up very hot.
Dude, like the Texans could be in fourth next year.
Texas
What?
could be fourth. They could be first. The Colts suck. They're
I
probably
really-
going to
I
suck
think-
again
I
next
think
year.
Well, suck, but they're always win like 6 or 7.
They
I think
won 4 this year.
Yeah.
The
I think
Titans
it's
are
Trevor-
getting worse and worse by the year.
Who is whoever quarterback they? Who are they throwing to?
That's what their cap space is for.
Like Brandon Cooks, he wants.
Yeah, I mean, they can make like a ton of moves.
What's his
Kind
name?
of like the
The
Jags did.
John Mechie comes back. Forget about him. He was a
Trevor-
dog.
it's
Another
Trevor
Alabama
Lawrence's
receiver.
division for the next 4 or 5 years.
What?
It's Trevor
I don't-
Lawrence's division.
I'm not
for the-
sold.
for the
I'm
next-
not sold that a 9-8 team is destined to run the division for the next.
Dude,
5.
I think the Colts could be pretty good if they get a quarterback.
You would think they can, but
And I
like,
heard they're
it
linked to
would be
Aaron
bad.
Rodgers.
Bad. And the Titans don't excite me. The Jaguars don't really. I'm sorry, Sal. I know you're a Trevor meat rider, but I think Trevor's good. They don't really like have all that around him either.
I mean, he just makes.
And I really like Bryce Young.
look like
I think
Lawrence.
he's good. He's small, but I think he's good. And I think he's probably the quarterback that's going to go.
Is he going to make an instant impact, or is he a project?
He is the most NFL ready quarterback of the 4.
That's CJ Stroud.
Him and CJ Stroud are the most NFL. I would take someone from Ohio State. Quarterbacks have a history of not being that great.
I don't
yet.
like that. How many really like? How many were as highly rated of a prospect as good besides Fields? And Fields is good.
I know Haskins fell in the draft, but everyone thought he was going to go high.
I mean, it's also such a small sample size.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Like who else?
Cardale
Who's been a complete bust?
Jones,
What,
right, Greg? I'm not.
What?
Cardale Jones is supposed to be good, right?
What does he pick?
No, did you use like a 5th round pick?
Oh, really? Oh, my bad then. It's an L for Frank.
Dude,
Yeah,
he was
I
a
don't like-
he was
I
a
don't like-
third string, and then he played 2 games, and then he declared.
I thought he was supposed to be good.
Like I don't like the narrative that Ohio State quarterbacks are just bust.
It's not. I mean, it's not going to stop me from taking CJ Stroud, but I think
Cardale Jones was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in the 4th round of the 2016.
my bad.
That's Frank's highly rated prospect.
Sorry, I was like, what draft was it? What did you say?
2016.
Oh, that was not that long ago. I should have known that. Never mind. I'll take the L on that one. But yeah, Texans winning the AFC South at like 9-8 again next year.
Jaguars winning it.
Fight me.
10-7.
See, like you think the Jaguars are going to go 10-7?
I don't think anyone else in the division is going to win 10 games.
I don't.
No one there has a future.
It's so up in the air.
No one there
You're
has
acting like the
future
Jaguars
right
are just.
The Jaguars
They beat
Jaguars are
the
the only
Titans out by one
that,
game, and they're just a head and shoulders better than everybody else.
They're the only one who has a clear vision for the future right now. It takes time to build a team.
Dude, it took the Jaguars. It's Trevor's second year.
Exactly.
Herbert almost made the playoffs in his first year. Mahomes' first year starting.
Herbert had like a decent team he was going to.
Dude, they have.
Who do they have?
$187 million in cap space.
All right, make some moves and then we can talk. But until you see what they get,
or that's how much they're using right now. Okay, they have like $50 million in cap space. I'm stupid, but they have the funds to make moves.
I feel like they
have the draft pick to get a quarterback.
I think
they have Brandon Cooks is a good receiver. John Mechie is a pretty good receiver too. He was just hurt all year.
Brandon Cooks requested a trade.
What?
Cooks requested a trade mid-season.
Did they trade him?
No, but I'm pretty sure he wants to leave this offseason.
He might not now that they hired.
He's like 35. Not 35. He's like 32. Why would he want to stay for a rebuild?
Because they're gonna win the division next year.
Brandon Cooks is not good.
He's not that good, but he's not like it's not like they have no weapons whatsoever, and they have a good running back. They had a good running game overall, if we're being honest.
I think they had the worst overall talent in the league this year.
Yeah, they had the first pick up until the last week of the season. Okay, who's next?
All right, I think my hot take: a team that will win the national championship next year is not going to be from the Big Ten or the SEC.
Colorado.
It's not going to be Colorado.
Personally, I think it's going to be Florida State.
James Madison.
I love Florida State is going to be so. They're going to be so good next year.
Jordan Travis is probably going to win the Heisman.
Yeah, they had the best or second best transfer class in the country. They're returning like 90% of their team. Florida State's gonna be disgusting. I agree with you. Are they gonna win the national championship? I don't think so. But
I mean, they're gonna win the ACC.
There's definitely a lot of talent outside of the SEC and Big Ten.
They're gonna win the ACC, so they're gonna make the play.
USC.
Yeah,
USC is up there. It's gonna sound weird, but Texas is still gonna be good. They're gonna get better and better every year.
They're back.
They really like
Colorado.
If Colorado's gonna go win 3 games next year, they're not one of those teams. But there's a lot of teams in the Pac-12 that are really dangerous. There's a team and a half in the ACC that's dangerous.
Who?
Clemson's defense.
But who else?
Florida State. I mean, there was a Big 12 team in the national championship this year, and I don't even think they're the best team in the Big 12 going into next year.
TCU's not coming back.
TCU's not going to be back. I agree, but Texas.
All right, Toad.
I think something crazy in the draft will happen. Some quarterback will rise up the draft stocks, and the Bears will trade Fields.
The Bears will trade Fields.
Wait, trade Fields to draft a quarterback that's not already one of the top 4?
What?
Like who are they drafting?
No, he's just saying that they're going to think that one of the top 4 is better than Fields, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Like, do you have
rise up the draft boards? Like, remember Rosen? I know Rosen was not as good as Fields, but something similar to that.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, who do you think it's going to be?
Who's going to jump on the board? I don't know.
You're saying it's like
probably like
CJ Stroud, Levis, or
Richardson?
Yeah,
I like Stroud, dude.
I mean, I feel like he's already like a number 1 pick material.
No.
I feel like it's not too outlandish for that to say that.
Like if someone trades up with the Bears, are they not going to consider taking Stroud?
Yeah, I feel like if they don't, I think they could trade out of it. I think if somebody offers them something good, they're going to trade out.
I think it's more likely that they trade out of the pick and keep Fields and get more for it. But I'm not like, I think if they really, really like
Yeah, like they could go to the combine or the pro day.
It has to be Bryce Young, because if they really like one of the other three, they could trade back 1 or 2 picks and still get whoever they like.
Dude, if I'm Justin Fields and I get traded, like that's so lit.
Yeah, that would
suck to be on the Bears.
No, they can't draft CJ. They cannot draft CJ Stroud at 3. If they trade out of it, Bryce Young's gonna get drafted 1 and CJ Stroud 2.
No, what if they traded back 1 with the Texans?
The Texans wouldn't do that.
I saw it in a mock draft already that the Texans.
That could happen. That could happen.
If the Bears have the first
100%,
pick, then the Texans are getting who they want. I feel like, unless they somehow
trade Fields.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. It would, for them to trade Fields. I really think it would have to be for Bryce Young. I really do.
What if it's for Will Levis?
They could get Will Levis. They could get Will Levis at 3, for sure. Yeah, I don't. It's not impossible. I genuinely think Fields is better than all the quarterbacks in this draft, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Not that it's a weak quarterback class, but it's not like a generational quarterback class.
It's not what next year is looking like.
It's better than last year. For sure.
It's definitely better than. Okay, last year was like historic.
Who was last year?
Pickett, Malik Willis.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Dude, I feel like this one's better.
Better than next year?
Last year.
Oh, this one's definitely better than last year.
Oh, I thought you just said it wasn't.
No, it's way better than last year. Yeah, last year Pickett didn't go to what, 24? Yeah. 3 in the top 10 is a guarantee. 4 is probably a good bet.
Stetson Bennett also a sleeper like 3rd round pick.
Yeah, it's deep too. Hendon Hooker too.
Sure. Well, Hendon Hooker's a year away.
What? You mean because of the ACL? Yeah. All right. Anything else anyone wants to say? Do you want to talk about Jeffree Star's boyfriend?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dude, do you like not use the internet ever? Do you know who Jeffree Star is?
I mean, I heard the name. I cannot tell you.
He's a big Twitter guy.
It's like,
yeah, I don't really surf Twitter that often.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I would look it up for next episode. Jeffree Star.
So how do you not know about that?
Yeah, like
it's
what?
Like everywhere.
Do you not? It's on TikTok all the time.
You see the picture with like the back of his head.
Yeah, it's all I follow. I'm locked in on it. I don't think it's a real person. I think Jeffree Star's lying.
Frank, you'd be a good like TikTok investigator type guy. Like we see here that he has a bald spot in his head, therefore, like that's the type of guy you are.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for watching this episode of Spitballz. Follow the TikTok and Instagram and Spotify and YouTube. Bye-bye.